Bodies is a sci-fi crime thriller series primarily written and created for Netflix by Paul Tomerlin. It is based on the DC Vertigo graphic novel of the same name written by C. Spencer. The series consists of 8 episodes and premiered on Netflix on 19 October 2023. The story revolves around 4 detectives in 4 different time periods of London who find themselves investigating the same murder. The good. You get to the end of the first episode and be like, what? And watch the next episode and the next and the next. Bodies is a whodunit cop drama thriller with temporal displacement, which makes for quite an intriguing genre-blurring plot with quite the twist as 4 detectives investigate the same murder. The 4 detectives are not only the heart of the series, but they are the focal point in showing the ills of the society in which they belong. Kyle Sola as Detective Inspector Alfred Hillinghead in 1890 navigates the Victorian era along with its prudish morality and double standards. When you kneel before God, do you feel your lies will be forgiven for persecuting others for theirs? Jacob Fortune Lloyd as Detective Sergeant Charles Whiteman is a 1941 Jewish cop in an anti-Semitic world with a backdrop of the World War II and Hitler's shadow. Amaka Okafor as Detective Sergeant Shahara Hassan is a 2023 female Muslim cop who has to face the gender challenges and Islamophobia. Shira Haas as Detective Constable Iris Maplewood, a 2054 cop in a utopian society that is not without its prejudice and a perfect world comes with a hefty price tag. Gabriel Howell delivers an emotive performance as the youthful Elias Mannix in 2023, and I foresee awards in his future. The Bed. It's a very bingeable series, and don't start watching it if you have deadlines. The pacing can get a bit weird. It starts off intensely, then loses steam as it tries to push the plot across 4 different timelines. The period piece feel of the 1980s, the film noir of 1941, the more familiar 2023, and a futuristic 2054. While the show tries to keep the explanation simple, time travel always creates problems and paradoxes, which can never be logically resolved, and in the end, you are sort of left to your imagination. The Ugly. Do not watch this if you have a headache or about to get one, because part of the plot might blow the bulbs in your mind. Some of the makeup effects to age characters was not making sure, and even downright terrible for some. I wondered if they couldn't just give them a terrible wig instead. Speaking of terrible hair, does the future have terrible barbers? Because hey, what's the matter with your hair? The series touches on some themes which aren't the finer moments of humanity, the racism and prejudice, but ultimately it doesn't seem to want to make any bold statement through any of the lead characters in the different eras, and instead lets it all simmer as a backdrop and swept away with the broad strokes of the plot. Know you're loved. Final thoughts. It is a puzzle box filled to it until the connection between the various timelines is revealed. Then it makes about as much sense as anything with aspects of time travel can make. Which is to say, it will leave you with a great big, hey, can you back it up and explain something? The series has been compared to Dark, which I have not gotten around to watching, so might bump it up the watch list. Fun fact, Bodies pays tribute to its origins with the occasional appearance of split screens that divide up the scenes and eras like the panels of a comic book. If you watched this series, what do you think of stories, movies, and TV series that involve time travel?